So you did it. You spent the time, you spent the money, and you have a website. But instead of being this lead-generating machine you hoped for, it's kind of just sitting there. It's a huge source of frustration for so many business owners, but it really doesn't have to be. Today, we're going to get to the root of why your website isn't working and lay out the exact steps to fix it. Let's dive in.
Does this sound familiar? I bet it does. This sentence right here is the single most common complaint we hear from businesses about their online presence. You know, they've done everything they thought they were supposed to do. They got a nice design, they put their contact info up, but the phone isn't ringing and the inbox is just empty. It feels like a really complex problem, but the solution actually starts with a super simple diagnostic.
Okay, here's our game plan. First, we'll uncover the two main reasons websites just fail to begin with. Then, I'm going to give you the one question that will instantly tell you where your problem is. From there, we'll dig into the two big potential issues, visibility and conversion, and then we'll wrap it all up by showing you exactly where you need to focus your energy first.
All right, let's get right to the heart of it. When a website isn't performing, it almost always boils down to a breakdown in communication. And not just one, but two very different types of communication failure.
See, your website has to be bilingual. First, it's got to speak fluent Google. If a search engine can't figure out precisely what you do and who you do it for, it's never going to show you to potential customers. You're basically invisible. But it also has to speak human. When a real person lands on your page, you have maybe 3 seconds to convince them you can solve their problem. If you fail that test, poof, they're gone. You have to nail both.
So how do you figure out which of those two issues is your biggest bottleneck? Well, this next part is absolutely crucial because answering one simple question can save you a ton of time, money, and stress by pointing you directly at the real problem. This is it. This is the most important question you can ask about your website. And listen, the key word here is consistent. I'm not asking if you had one good day last month because of some random post. I'm asking, are people showing up to your site week in and week out? I want you to think about that for your own site right now, because your answer immediately tells you which path you need to go down.
This one question reveals everything. If your answer is, no, I don't have consistent traffic, then you have a visibility problem. It doesn't matter how amazing your website is because nobody's seeing it. That's an SEO and marketing challenge. But if your answer is yes, people are visiting but nobody's contacting you, then you have a conversion problem. The issue isn't getting found, it's that your website's message is failing to convince people to actually do something.
Okay, let's explore that first path. You've diagnosed that you have a visibility problem. Your business is basically a ghost online. So what's causing this and how do we fix it?
This quote right here is at the root of so many visibility issues. A lot of business owners think that being a generalist makes them appeal to more people. But to an algorithm like Google, it's just plain confusing. A lack of focus, a lack of a clear specialty, just means Google has no idea when it should recommend you. Unclear websites simply don't rank. Clarity for Google really comes from structure. This means having a dedicated page for every single service you offer. Oh, and if you serve multiple towns, each town needs its own page. You know why? Because Google ranks pages, not entire websites. You have to create a clear destination for every specific thing a potential customer might be searching for. Then, you just tie it all together with internal links and fresh content to prove you're an active expert in your field.
This is the perfect way to think about it. A brochure is a totally passive piece of marketing, right? You have to literally hand it to someone. A well-structured website, on the other hand, is an active asset. It goes out and finds customers for you. If your site is just a digital version of your paper brochure, it's never going to show up when people are actively looking for a solution to their problem.
Okay, now let's tackle the second scenario. Your diagnosis showed you are getting traffic, but it's just crickets. No emails, no calls, nothing. This is a classic conversion problem, and it's all about what your website is actually saying to people.
We see this kind of thing all the time. We have a great team. We offer a wide range of services. The problem is, this messaging is all about you, the business. And here's the tough truth. Your potential customer doesn't care about your history nearly as much as they care about their own immediate problem. This is the only question that matters in your visitor's mind. They land on your site with a problem they desperately need to solve, and they're giving you maybe 3 to 5 seconds to prove that you're the one to solve it. If your website doesn't answer this question almost instantly, they're going to hit that back button and you've lost them forever.
And this is the direct result of weak messaging. When your positioning is generic,
you get generic leads. You get the people who are just shopping around for the lowest price, people who aren't really a good fit for you. It's just this frustrating cycle of wasting time on inquiries that go absolutely nowhere.
A powerful website isn't afraid to be a little exclusive. It acts as a filter, clearly stating, this is what we specialize in and this is who we do it for. And that kind of confidence actually repels the time wasters and the price shoppers, while powerfully attracting your ideal clients who see you as the obvious expert for their very specific need.
Okay, so we've looked at the two big problems, visibility and conversion. But what's really fascinating here is that they both stem from the exact same root cause. And that means there's a single unifying cure for both.
It all comes down to this one thing: clarity. Or, well, a lack of it. Ambiguity is the absolute enemy of a successful website. When Google is confused about what you do, you get zero traffic. When a human visitor is confused about why they should choose you over anyone else, you get zero conversions. It's not really a traffic problem or a conversion problem at its core. It's a clarity problem.
So before you even think about a redesign, before you spend a single dollar, here's your action plan. First, start with diagnosis, not design. Use that key question: is it a traffic or a conversion problem? Then, dig deeper into your messaging. Look at your website right now and ask yourself, is my specialty so obvious that a complete stranger could get it in 5 seconds? That right there is your starting point.
To wrap this all up, these are the 3 non-negotiable jobs of any business website. It has to get found by the people you actually want to work with. It has to establish you as a credible, trustworthy expert almost immediately. And finally, it has to guide those visitors to take that next step and become a lead. If any one of these is broken, the whole system fails.
Let's end on a quick shift in perspective. Too many business owners see their website as just a passive expense, a box they had to check off a list. But it's not a decoration. A great website is your hardest working employee, generating leads for you 24/7. So the question to ask yourself isn't, do I have a website? It's, is my website actually doing its job?